Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the Dreamworks movie, Bee Movie.
Barry B. Benson, a bee.
Just wow, a bee.
He's disillusioned as his long career choice, making honey.
That's it,
And on a special trip outside the hive, Barry's life saved by Vanessa, a florist in New York City. Mm-hmm. And as their relationship blossoms, he discovers humans actually eat honey. And subsequently decides to sue them.
Yeah, where do you think it goes?
But
so, before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes, and it's so amazing this movie came out so long ago.
2007.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and the movie actually got a bit of a resurgence back in 2018, when the movie actually started to become a meme. Someone just happened to be, talking about it, and then they go back and said, wait, this movie is about a bee suing the human race. He fell in love with a human. He got him wanting honey with him. What is all this? And then suddenly it just escalated to this thing where, people are going back to this movie and realizing just how crazy it actually is. It's a good crazy, but still crazy. And now, thanks to that, it's shot up in popularity. People are doing spoofs of it now. They're quoting it. They got memes and stuff everywhere. And it got so popular that Netflix put it back on their server for you to stream. So now it has pretty much been revived as this first a forgotten movie. Now it's oh my gosh, why didn't people think about this before?
Yes, and we own it, so we can see it anytime. And there was a time when you wanted to see this movie every single day almost, so we watched it quite a bit. And it had a star-studded cast: Jerry Seinfeld as the bee, and Renee Zellweger as Vanessa. Had Matthew Broderick, Patrick Wharton,
John Goodman, Chris Rock, Kathy Bates, Larry King as B. Larry King,
and Ray Liotta as himself.
As a crazy version.
Yes, it also had Barry Levinson and
Sting.
Oprah as the judge.
Oh my gosh.
Her name was Judge Bumbleton.
And then Sting voicing himself.
I did say that.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yes,
I thought you just skipped it.
And Larry Miller, Megan Mullally, sorry guys, Mullally, Rip Torn, again, star-studded cast. And this is just one of the most fun Dreamworks movies ever. It's just fun. There's not a dull moment from beginning to end.
It's just, it's absolutely just crazy. And yes, the plot of the movie is exactly how it sounds. He decides to sue the humans for taking all the bees' honey. Because the bees' only purpose for this universe is making honey. And the only, morbid thing about it is that the jobs open up and are gone. They're there and they're gone. They're there and they're gone, always immediately, because you know how a bee's life works, where if they get stung or something, that's the end of them. So in here they kind of have where the bees are just kind of dropping like flies all the time, and no one says anything about it. There's just the next minute the job will be there, next minute all bees gone, next is open for you, and that's what it actually works in its favor, because you just don't expect it to be just that fast paced.
And it would have been wonderful to see, or I should say hear, Jerry Seinfeld do another voiceover for an animated movie, but this was it. He was perfect for the role. He was brilliant. And hey guys, it's 2020. It's time to give this man another animated role. Even if it's a Dreamworks movie, even if it's a B movie 2, TOO,
right,
or anything, it's time to give him another role, because he's fantastic.
Right.
And he's just as personable doing the voiceover as he is in real life.
Right. And then when you do watch the movie, when it's been a while, but when you go back, you do notice, there are a lot of crazy things you don't realize were in there in the beginning, especially when you're a kid. Okay, it seemed like he fell in love with this human. You kind of figure that out at first, but then you saw the dream sequence stuff. It's oh, okay. which for some reason Dreamworks got flack for. Is why'd you have this but not something else? And they were it's a movie about a bee.
It's an animated movie.
It's a movie about a bee. Why are you comparing it to something completely different?
Right.
Then you had all of these stars that he was almost gonna sue. He tried to sue Sting because his name was Sting, and he took a bee's title or a stinger, Sting, and he was is you serious? And tried to sue Ray Liotta because he put his face on a jar of honey, he had nothing to do with it, and he just it was a self-promotion of him winning his Emmy. It was just what the hell?
Oh, it was hilarious. It was brilliant. It's the only movie of its kind. I'm not talking about the mockbusters or the super rip-offs.
No, an actual movie about bees.
Of its kind is brilliant. And the closest thing I would say that comes to it is bugs or an ant slime.
Right, only because that had to do with insects.
But it's so different.
Right.
It's so different that, again, it's in a class by itself.
Right. There's even one scene in here they have when John Goodman plays the lawyer that's supposed to be representing the humans. And they take this thing so seriously. It's just so funny how much this guy takes seriously about not being sued by a bee. And he goes through these like drastic measures to make sure Barry doesn't win. So they even have one point in there where he accused Barry of having an affair with the human. And it's like, well, how is your relationship? Do you live together? You were bed bug. And we're like, is this still a family movie? And then it even gets to a point where he gets stung. It's supposed to like overrule everything in his favor, and it doesn't happen. It's like, what the heck kind of movie is this? Like, this is still a family movie, right? But it's like it just throws you for a loop. Like, oh gosh, this was actually in a movie.
Yes, and it has a PG rating.
Right.
Yes, so it's an adventure comedy, but it's more comedy.
Right.
It really
it's just
is more
crazy.
comedy.
It's just crazy. And even the bonus features themselves are just great. Like, they even have a thing like, if you're a human or a bee, you click on these things, and what's the pain meter for, like, if you get stung by different bees, or if you get hit by certain things made by humans, and what's on the ouch meter. They have bee trivia. They have little mini games. They have commentaries. They have all sorts of actually fun activities for you to do, not requiring you put it in your computer. So they really took a lot of effort to make this just one of the zaniest movies ever made.
Yes. And
you have fun after you were done for, playing the little bonus features, which I kind of miss with DVD games.
Now, we know you've seen this movie. If you haven't, find it and watch it. So, if you have seen B-Movie, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you hoping that after all this time, like The Incredibles, there'll be a B-Movie TOO? Or did you hate it so much that you hope you never see anything related to it again? Let us know what you think.
Right. And I never thought about it. It would be interesting to see what they do with the sequel, because the first one kind of ended on a note like, okay, this is pretty much it, because it even has some big dramatic action scene for its climax. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a new one, because with the state of how people are taking things way too seriously and wanting like villains and war and things in the films, and they're kind of downers, it'd be great to have another B movie, just make you laugh and be hysterical and just be some fun movie for everybody.
And there will be two requirements. One, the same voice actors in the main roles, and two, don't tell us that there's no way a bee lived this long. We know that. It's an animated movie. We don't care. Just give us the freaking follow-up B2TOO.
Which they actually do in the beginning of the movie. And the movie literally opens up with saying that it's scientifically, according to scientists, it's impossible for a bee to lift itself up with its weight and its little wings. And it's that the bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible.
Yes.
That's literally how the movie opens up.
So give us a follow-up.
Yes, and be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
Flashing lights, trying to walk around, man. Who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the